describe what your relationship is like with your house now.
Oh, my relationship with my house is totally different now. It's, the house totally supports me. I don't, when I come back up the road, I'm not thinking, oh, whatever. I'm actually, I'm here, I'm back. This is home. This is where it supports me. I do feel that it now totally supports us, and it's a lot happier place. When I got my report, my house was bad for money, bad for people, and I didn't burst out crying when I got that. I thought, yeah, okay, that's kind of maybe what it was telling me. But once I started getting all my remedies in, and once I started working with that, the place changed, and it became our house, and it began to support me.
Patricia here, joined by Kath. Where are you, Kath? So I know one's going to know.
Sorry?
Where are you today?
Where am I today? Oh, I'm at home, deep in South Kerry. Like you, I'm a Galway woman, but I came here 6.5 years ago. My sister lives here, and it was the place that I always wanted to live in. And I did manifest the area where I live in, if not exactly the house. So that's where I am. And it's sunny this morning, not like it was yesterday, pouring rain and horrible. So we do get sunny days down here.
You do. And you have the most spectacular views as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where you live. So beautiful. It's so beautiful. So Kath, tell me about you're in PowerHouse for a long time now. You're in it before it even was called PowerHouse. We didn't have a name before it. So yeah. So you're in this community for a long time.
I know. I joined in February 2018, so quite a long time ago. And the reason I joined was we had moved here. This was a house or the place that I had manifested. But the house itself, there were two houses that we were looking at, and my husband persuaded me that this was the house to live in. And yes, I thought it was the better one in terms of space and everything else, but there was something about the house that didn't feel quite right. I loved it, but yet I didn't love it, if that makes any sense. And I'd always been interested in Feng Shui, and I could always tell as well when I went into a house whether I liked it or not. Straight away, it either grabbed me or it didn't, or there was something about it. And while this house grabbed me in some ways because of the views, it didn't grab me in another way. So I was quite keen. And I had seen you on a Facebook thing, and I thought, oh, she's from Galway. Oh, that sounds interesting. I'll listen to her. And before you know it, I had signed up. So
yeah, amazing. So describe what your relationship is like with your house now.
Oh, my relationship with my house is totally different now. It's, the house totally supports me. I don't, when I come back up the road, I'm not thinking, oh, whatever. I'm actually, I'm here, I'm back. This is home. This is where it supports me. I know that, like, in this particular room, which has got 3 guas in it, or parts of 3 guas, I know that it's somewhere where I can come and sit quietly. It's somewhere I can come and write. It's somewhere that if I want to read something or whatever. It's also, unfortunately, somewhere that we seem to dump things in, so we keep trying to clear things. So for anybody who's watching, decluttering is always there. And I don't live in a house that's like something out of Ideal's homes. There's always something to be lifted and moved somewhere else, preferably, as Anne-Marie would say, out the door and to its new home.
Out the door is right.
But
yeah, go ahead.
I do feel that it now totally supports us, and it's a lot happier place. When I got my report, my house was bad for money, bad for people, and I didn't burst out crying when I got that. I thought, yeah, okay, that's kind of maybe what it was telling me. But once I started getting all my remedies in, and once I started working with that, the place changed, and it became our house, and it began to support me. Now, I wouldn't say that was instant, and At times, there have been things that I thought, it's not quite right. But if I actually look around, I find that something's either been moved or something's changed that makes it the remedy wasn't either in the right place, or the power has gone off to my outside pump, or whatever. So yeah.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Yeah. And I love how, like, this is where we can connect and be like, what? Something is up, there's something off. What's going on? And you just can walk around your house and just like check and go like, okay, what's going on here in all the areas?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I always had, for my outside remedy, which was one of the things for being a bad for money, bad for people house, I had the outside water. And I always had a little bit of resistance to that, if I'm being totally honest. So I didn't have a very big vat, probably didn't have enough. But last year, when I got my report, it was that I was in a money lock for 2022, 23. And I thought instantly, oh my God, I better do something about this. I need to get more water out there because this is obviously going to be. And you always say not to move things, or put things into place kind of, straight away. So I was kind of like, all right, okay. But on the 1st of February, my car broke down. I had a €2,000 bill and something else happened that I needed a lot of money. And I was thinking, oh, shit, I need to invest. So I went out and bought a big, huge vat, which is child safe and animal safe is at the end of the house, and put in I had the pump and everything, and that was running. But in the meantime, I didn't put up my water remedy picture. And, here we often have power cuts and different things or whatever. And stupidly, I hadn't put that up. And we were away towards the end of last year, and things were very, very expensive. Loads of things while we were away that suddenly came in. And we came back and there was another problem with my car. I'm now trying to get a new one, but anyway, that's another story. And I was kind of going around and thinking, what on earth is wrong? And I went to check the outside pump because when we'd been away, it'd been really cold. And I thought, I wonder if that interfered with it because the water was possibly frozen. To find that the trip switch had tripped, there was no power to it. And it probably had been off all the time we were away. So very quickly remedied with the picture into the room. The picture was there. It was just lying in a different room on the bed. I put it into the room and it was like a feeling of, wow. That's it. It's okay. It'll be okay. So I think I've got OCD now. Keep going and checking the pump is working. I know. And the picture is there all the time to just,
So Kath is sharing just one of the remedies that we use, and every house is very unique. So just for anyone who's listening, like, please don't go do what we've been talking about here. No. It's very specific to your house. So putting something outside, water outside, could actually be detrimental, except if it's specific. So you can see already how it goes in and makes a difference when it's on, off, and being looked after. And that's amazing. It was really talking to your house this time then. Really, really was. Yeah. Tell me, Kath, about, so there's some things that you've been doing, like you've been writing, you've been painting, like around, stuff that's been unfolding on that side for you.
Yeah, because I didn't ever consider myself artistic in any way. Yes, I do a lot of knitting and stuff like that, and working with other things. But I was encouraged to think, actually, I went to a local artist who was giving some lessons, and I really, really loved it. And you, I have to say, were one of the people who kept pushing me and said, well, where's all your stuff? And I was like, oh, it's upstairs in the loft in a box. Well, why is it up there? Have it downstairs. And I started with it and absolutely love it now. I have my own website. I sell things, not as many as I would like to, but that's another thing I'm really putting in this year, is kind of up in my marketing and whatever. And I have an opening in a local shop that's just opening, which they have agreed to have some of my paintings in there. So that's a really good start. And I've been kind of, when we were developing our upstairs, because this is a bungalow, but it has a floored attic, and we worked on it last year and completely fitted it out. And I have my art studio up there, and I have also where I have all my yarn and everything else and all my crafty stuff. So that's all in the area that's actually good for kind of creativity and the rest. So, and it does make a difference. I'm writing a book at the moment, which I've always wanted to do, but I know that instinctively the two places to sit, and even if I didn't have the map of where the things were, I know that in here is one with my head up in this corner, or in the dining part of our kitchen diner, because that's the very creativity space. And I was in there this morning and wrote 2,000 words, kind of in between trying to get the dogs to stop pawing at me, looking for their treats, and wanting to go outside. So I don't feel the same if I'm in another room or in another area of the house. So and I don't think it's just that I've made up my mind that that's the best place to sit. I think there is some, when I look at the map then of where each area is, I think, yeah, that makes sense. It's a good place to be.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, I love it. Like, I just love, like, you're selling your art, you're writing your book, like, it's beautiful. It's so amazing. It's so amazing.
And I just heard you speaking earlier with Suzanne and about her book. I was like, she's really sped on with that. That's brilliant. So I have that, and I have an editor, and I'm on track to have the first complete draft. She has had a lot of the stuff I've written, but by the 1st of April, and we're really hoping for to be published later on this year. We have put the plans in place. So as I'm writing, no pressure at all. There's kind of other things going on in the background.
Oh my God, amazing. It's so good. So Kath, you'd always an interest in Feng Shui, and there's a lot of people here, we've seen these different launches over the years and opening the doors of PowerHouse, and people who are on the fence and worried or not sure what to do. Like, what would you say to those people? You've been in our community like for such a long time.
Oh, I'd say get off the fence. There is definitely a real kind of thing behind it. It's really, really well worth it, because not alone do you have all the members kind of supporting. Actually, you get to meet people if you have an event, or even just online, you get to chat to people, and that's really good, because that opens other doors as well. That can mean a lot. So I would say, yeah, go for it. Even if you think, oh my God, where am I going to get the money for it? I know that there's different plans that you can do that would enable you to get on the course. It is worth every penny. And I just wish in some ways that I hadn't discovered it when we lived in our previous house, because maybe I would have got rid of my horrible neighbour because that house was definitely a very, very good house. I absolutely loved it. And from the minute I walked in the door, I didn't even bother going upstairs. I was saying to the guy that was showing us around, right, okay, I want to put in an offer, because I just had that feeling about it. But unfortunately, we had a really horrible neighbour who made life very difficult. And plus, well, I got to move back to Ireland, so maybe it wasn't all bad. Got to move back here. And it's strange, because I was interested in Feng Shui and I had books, but I wasn't really sure. And it's all right reading it in a book, but it's not the same. You can ask in PowerHouse, you can ask the question. It might seem like a stupid question. You think, oh, they'll all think I'm daft asking this, but there's no such thing as a stupid question if you just ask it. And people will help you to find the right thing, because each individual house is very individual, but there are kind of things about there are kind of little kind of hints that you can take that are generic to everything. If you say don't put red in somewhere, well, don't have red. But then again, if you have something that's red, like red tiles on your wall that you can't chip off, you don't worry about it. You'll do something else to negate that. And a book doesn't give you that. There's no way. I mean, I have my dragon up here, my green dragon, which my husband bought for me because I just loved it when I saw it, and I kept looking through these books, and they were on about the dragon and where to put it. But that didn't help get rid of the idiot next door. But he's here now, and he's probably looking at me and saying, "Oh God, here she goes again on this story." But very, I've had lots of hints of where to put him. Basically, where does he feel where does he feel happiest, and all the rest. And also, I think it's just that. It's the human touch that you get in the membership. People will help you, and you and your team are absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, I just love my team. I went, we have our good news newsletter. And one of the women last year, I was mad asking them, like, what's your good news? Because they were all a bit miserable. So I was like, tell me your good news. I don't hear you complaining. So I said to her, oh, what's your, and so I'd kind of forgotten this year. So anyway, one of them called me over the other day, and she's like, what's your good news? I always remember you asking me that question the first time I met you. I was like, oh, my good news is, and I sat back and I just thought, you know what, my good news is, I just had a team meeting, and I was just like, that I have like the best team in the world, and they're all amazing and they all care. And I think this is actually like for me being just such a revelation. And not just from working in all different kinds of environments. It's like when you have people that care, and everybody cares, and everyone wants the best and wants to answer the questions and help and love being part of it. It's made it's amazing. Like, it's amazing. So Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, credit where credit is due.
Like, we're all just having it. We're all just, I think over the years, even Kath, like, you've been in our community for a long time. I think this also stands to just how powerful this practice is that we've so many people who just continue on the journey. Like, it's not just let's just do the course and then that's it. It's not like that. This is like we have like Feng Shui lifers.
Yeah, and from year to year, you're always kind of updating things and changing things as well. So the information isn't kind of stayed or anything else. You'll always bring in new things if you think something else is helpful, or a different picture of something, or so there's always something new. And like this year, there's a lot different from within the reports, and a little bit out, on kind of meditation to different things. And I'd say, oh God, I'm not into that stuff at all. But actually, you can always give it a try and see. And if it helps, it helps. And sometimes it might be just the little kind of thing that you need to actually talk to your house. Because, people say, what on earth is she on about? She's talking to her house. And my husband is used to it all the time. And actually, he'll now come and say, I think that's wrong over there. And so you get that feeling for it. Or, we're looking at, kind of escape to the country or something else like that. And they'll pan into it. And he'll say to me, that's bad Feng Shui, isn't it? That mirror in the hall, or, this, that, or the next. So, there's, there is things. And I do find myself when I'm like that. Last night I was looking at one of those programs. I was like, I wouldn't really like that bedroom, because the bed isn't up; it's up underneath the window. That's like, now maybe that was the only place they could put it, but and don't be put off if your bed is underneath the window. But it's funny how you do have this subconscious thing you're going around all the time.
You're just learning all the time. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I love that. And tell me about, you just mentioned your husband, because one of the topics that has come up a lot in the last couple of days from people is, having husbands that aren't as supportive and don't want to do it. And,
Yeah, I didn't actually say very much to him that I was going to do it at start, to be very honest. Not that he was like, oh, it's your house, your money, do whatever you want anyway. So I'm lucky in that respect that he wouldn't be saying, no, don't do that, or don't do this, or whatever. And I think he was open to it. I think what I do find frustrating sometimes is when people come They leave the toilet seat up, or they'll leave the bathroom door open. I'm like, oh God, you not just leave it down. And so he knows by now that if he does that, he's in the firing line. Not So I think it's just kind of chipping away. I know that I'm lucky, and other people may not be in the same thing, in that kind of their family or that may not be supportive. But you don't have to be all that open with it. You can just go around, not sneaking around, but you can change kind of little things. And I think that part of the thing of decluttering and all the rest, which is really good. Actually, if you do it, you can see people thinking, oh, actually, this is a really nice room now. My sister is a bit like Anne Marie. She's the queen of decluttering. She has a very small house. She's always getting rid of things. But I was around there helping her recently, and I'd love to get a report on her house to see what it is, because I think it's good for people, good for money house. But she was like, "Isn't this room so nice now? Everything is put away." And when her sons came home for the weekend, they were like, "Oh, Mom, the house is lovely," and they wouldn't be bothered by it. But I think there is that kind of people can see, well, actually, it is a nice place. It mightn't look like Homes and Gardens, in which case you wouldn't be able to sit on it. You'd be so frightened you'd crease the sofa or whatever. But it's to make it that kind of, it's a comfortable place to live.
Exactly. I think that's one of the things, is that it's a comfortable, that it's like your house doesn't need to look, it doesn't need to be a perfect house, and it doesn't need to be a perfect house. It's not about perfection. And also it doesn't need to look different after you've feng shuied it. All it wants to do is feel different and supportive for everyone in it, which is so important. Yeah, well, so important. Kath, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. I absolutely love hearing, all the different things, because actually I wouldn't have known that about I think I'd seen a little post about it from you about the water, but about the lock. But it is so powerful. It's a beautiful community of just amazing, lovely women. We're going to have a great time as we start to see more people sharing their wins and successes.
Yeah.
And
they can hear more about my book and things if they join.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm now trying to manifest an apartment in 105 Lower Salt Hill or Upper Salt Hill. Those ones opposite.
Being built.
Yeah, the ones. Yeah. There's. I'm trying to manifest one in there. So keep an eye on the space.
And I think that's like one of it is just like getting clear on what you want. You're very clear. Even the address. You're like, so that sense of clarity is really amazing. Kath, have a great day. Enjoy.
Thanks very much.
Look, I can't wait to see it. And